In this example, we're asked to match the graph with one of the real-life scenarios and determine if they are a function. Now, I did this in advance, so if this is a little bit too fast, just know that I had to think about each one of these quite a bit, some of them more than others. But I think as we look at the first one, if the y-axis is gallons and this is miles driven, I think this one would make the most sense. It's got a constant rate of change going down, so I think this one makes the most sense with the amount of gasoline one. So this one would be the amount of gasoline, and then I'm going to look at my little list here, and then I'll just put a check mark there. Each one belongs with one of the graphs here, one of the 8 graphs. That makes sense to me because maybe the car starts off with 15. After the first 25, we've got 14. 50, we go down another gallon. Another 25, we go down another gallon, and so on and so forth. So we're imagining this car is probably on the highway. The next one seems like the height here starts low, then goes up, goes back down to the starting point, the height goes back up, and so on and so forth. And to me, this is periodic, cyclical in nature, and so I think probably this one's going to be the height of a Ferris wheel. Imagine getting on at the very beginning, and you're a little bit off the ground, of course. You wouldn't be right on the ground, or each one of the carts would be hitting. That'd be kind of silly. So we've got those two out of the way. We'll move to the next set of graphs. So we've got this interesting graph right here. And this interesting graph, I think this could be, and I'm just gonna take a guess here, that this is the speed of a bike. And this is the speed of the bike, and it says here, if you start pedaling slowly, then go faster. So here's the speed, and here's the time, or the distance down here. And if you start off slow, and then you start to get faster and faster and faster, the speed of that bike would go up. So I think this one is going to be the speed of the bike. The next one's interesting, and for me, and by the way, let me mark this one off here. And for me, I've got this nice little portion here, so things are increasing quite rapidly, and then we've got a little portion at the top, and then we start to decrease a little bit. And as I looked at this, I thought about a bag of popcorn, and this would be the heat of the bag of popcorn, or maybe even the temperature. And so the temperature might stay the same for a little while until things start changing phase. We've got some popcorn popping, some's not yet popped, and then after all the popcorn is popped, you take it out of the microwave, that temperature or heat goes down. So I think the popcorn makes sense right here. And just a couple more. Actually, we've got 4 more, so we'll do 2 and then another 2. And so with these graphs here, a little bit hard to see on the left-hand side. Let me tilt that a little bit for you. There we go. This one made the most sense with the coffee for me. And remember, in our little chart here, it says, or a little list, it says the temperature of a cup of coffee after it's brewed. So after it's brewed, it's going to be hot. It's going to probably then come down to whatever the room temperature is. And maybe this is just maybe this is outside or something like that when it's cold out, I'm not sure. But anyway, the coffee seems like it makes the most sense here. The next graph, we've got kind of an increase and then sort of a leveling off here. And I thought of this as being the climbing over a hill. So this might be the height climbing a hill. And that's this one here. It says your height above ground as you climb over a hill. We don't know what the units are over here on the left-hand side. We don't know what these units are. Could be anything. Could be in hundreds of meters, could be in hundreds of feet, we're not sure. But as we're climbing the hill, we start off slow, then we climb up, and then we're at the top of the hill, kind of over here. Now we just have a couple more to go. So we've got a couple to choose from now. The height of a football throw, and I think that's this one. This could be in inches or something like that, maybe. So from the person's arm, you would throw the ball up in the air, and it would hopefully come back down relatively close to the starting point here. So this one's going to be the football. And this one I had a little bit of trouble with, but I think this is maybe a bacteria count or something like that. And there's lots of things that could happen here. You know, maybe your body starts fighting it, but then starts to lose the battle. here you're not feeling so good, so you come in and they give you maybe a pill or something to help you out. And then that helps out for a little bit, decreases the bacteria, goes back up. Now maybe they give you a more powerful one or something, or there's some kind of something killing the bacteria here, and then they're down here at this basic level, and then looks like they might be getting to rise again. Oh, and by the way, all these are functions, so I know that the instructions said to do that, and they're all functions.